Friends, I've got a question for you. So I'm going to give you a lump sum of money, but the catch is you cannot receive any more money for the rest of your life. So what is the minimum amount of money you would take to say yes to that deal?
Production value.
Production value. You guys didn't think you were going to get one audio drop in this episode. Yeah.
Seconds.
Stay tuned for episode 50 where we get a second audio drop.
Wow.
We really step it up.
The air horn.
Yeah.
The air horn. That's the one.
Do it.
Pew, 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 pew.
All right.
Hey,
We got it
yeah.
forever now.
I think we got that.
Yeah, it's captain. We got that clean. While you guys think about that, let me welcome you into A Friendly Hypothetical, the show where we deep dive into hypothetical questions, no matter how dumb or unnecessary they are to answer. You can listen to the show, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. You can watch it on YouTube. Go wherever you're watching, listening, go to the links. We'll have social media, Instagram, TikTok. I'm still working on all that. Email the show, afriendlyhypothetical@gmail.com. This is our first episode, so tell us what you think. If you have episode ideas, if you want to correct us for something we said wrong, which is incredibly likely, then sure. And today's episode is sponsored by Andrew Bowie, my friend, and I'll tell you about him a little later.
Shout out to Andrew.
Your eyes you're so shocked. You're like, someone cares about this?
Sponsor?
Yeah, sponsor.
Wow.
We'll get to it. You could sponsor if you stay tuned and stay listening. Today on the show, Mr. Jared Femblow.
Hello.
Is that right? Did I say it right?
You did.
Okay.
Femblow.
Did I hit the B too hard? Is that Femblow?
No. I
Femblow.
think we're saying it the same way.
I think we are too. I hope so.
It sounds like you were saying the same thing.
Yeah, but you said it like you were correcting me, but like a little bit like, but you were like, no, it's fine, but it's like this.
Well, I would prefer if you did it with like a deep, thick French accent.
I was like, where's this going?
A deep and
Dude.
thick French accent.
Femblow.
That's offensive.
Okay.
I really appreciate you did it. Do that.
Let's pull it back. Pull it
Yeah,
back. A little less deep, a little less
Less deep
thick.
and a little less curvy.
On that note, Aileen O'Brien is here. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
You are the first ever second guest, but time traveling because this is the
am.
first episode, but you're also
Yeah.
in the third episode, which I already recorded. They're out of order. It's fine. We'll figure it out. Hello.
Hi. Hi, everybody. Again. Or first time, I guess.
Or both.
Find out.
And Matt Schneck.
Schneck.
Okay, you're telling me how to pronounce it. I thought you were saying I only want to be called Schneck only. Because that is what most people I know who know.
That
Yeah.
you said my name right.
Most people I know who know you only call you Schneck anyway.
Also
So
that,
yeah. So that was confusing. So this is a question. This question is basically the entire. Are you okay over there? You have an allergy attack?
She's done.
No, it's just funny.
She thinks you're really funny.
You're like, just snack.
Before we started, Aileen said that she was having an allergy attack because she was laughing too much. And I'd never heard anyone say that before.
I'm so sorry.
She was having an asthma.
Oh, an asthma attack. Oh, I thought she said allergy.
That's pretty close.
Oh, okay. That makes a little more sense.
Now I'm like crying because I'm laughing too much. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll be all right. That
We're
was
back.
So funny. So funny.
So this question, I've asked this question to many people. I believe you two, Aileen and Schneck, we've not talked about this, correct? Or maybe you were around?
Overheard.
Okay. Because we've talked about it in the office. Jared has definitely heard this because he had some of the craziest answers I've ever heard in my life when we talked about it at work.
And it wasn't an argument that we got at.
No, it was.
Definitely not.
It wasn't an argument about the answer of the question. It was an argument that I didn't think that you were taking it seriously enough
And
for
I
me.
was.
And you
I
were.
was taking it
And that was the
entirely
problem.
Seriously.
So I've asked a lot of people in my life. This question is basically the like genesis of the idea for this podcast. It's just questions like this that just get thrown out randomly, you know, water cooler talk, as they say. You guys don't have water cooler talk about weird conceptual hypothetical questions? You no. You've had something to say every time I've looked at you, and then you didn't this time.
Oh no, because I'm thinking about the problem of inflation.
Okay, so a lot of
I'm already.
so a lot of I feel like the topics on this show, there will probably be variants. So I think we'll do kind of multiple iterations because different like rule sets and factors will kind of, you know, tell how you might answer it. So we'll get to inflation later. So the basic we'll get to a lot of mathematical breakdowns about interest rates and inflation. Yeah, this is actually an economics podcast. You said you had one request and you said, "Don't make me do math." So the rules of this are as follows. As I said, I'm gonna give you a lump sum of money. It's a witch. She comes to you. She's got a duffel bag full of money.
But a question mark amount.
A question mark amount. And the catch is, like, no matter what happens, you cannot receive any more money for the rest of your life. You can work, you can do whatever you want, but you can't get any money out of that. You can have a business, you can still do things, whatever you want, but you cannot personally benefit in any financially viable way from anything you do. Go ahead.
Thank you. A clarification.
Yep.
I have. First, it was you.
Mhm.
Then it was a witch. And now she's giving us the amount of money we want.
No.
And it's in a duffel bag?
It's a magic. She's a witch. It's a magic duffel bag.
A magic duffel bag
that has a
carrying
magic amount of money in it. That will get. Hold on.
Where's the money coming from?
The duffel bag.
But is it clean? Is it stolen?
No, it's blood money.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that makes it better. Okay.
I didn't even think about, like, is it cash?
The witch committed a very violent crime to get this money.
Because he makes a good point. Like, is this like
Okay, so
unmarked bill?
So to start out with, let's say it goes into she doesn't have a duffel bag. She's a magic broker, and she's got a savings account that automatically adjusts for inflation over time.
High
So we're
yield
gonna
savings account.
Okay.
It's a inflation equaling yielding savings account.
So
we're gonna take
$1 million now is like, if we go forward 50 years, whatever money has changed to, it is still relative to what it is.
It's going to be relative to the buying power of today.
That is important.
So the basis of the question is basically, you don't have to work. Like you just have all the money you need to live the rest of your life. But if you run out of money, you die.
Oh shit!
Because you can't get any more.
Well,
yeah, but like you could like just go to the woods.
But that's part of
kill some squirrels and.
But that's part of the calculus is you have to
die.
You can't just run out of. You have to keep yourself from running out of money.
So you can like still die of natural causes, like you could, you know. Okay.
Oh yeah, it doesn't make you immortal or anything.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
Okay.
Does that mean if I get like a $500 billion, I don't die until that money runs out?
No.
Can you
Okay.
ask the witch for extra lives?
She gives you a green mushroom.
Yeah. She does give you a green mushroom, but it is not an extra life. It does other things to you.
Okay.
I'll still take it. I'll take whatever mushroom she's handing out. Yeah. So the money adjusts for inflation. You can't get any more, and it's going to last you the rest of your life. What is your initial reaction to that? Anyone?
Why don't I tell you what my answer was the
first time I asked you this, what was your answer?
The first time we talked, I believe my answer was $1 billion.
That's actually not what you. That's not what you said.
What did I say?
You said $750 million. And then you said, oh, wait, no, $1 billion. You negotiated up against no one and said, no, $1 billion. $750 million. That won't last me the rest of my life. I need a cool Billy.
It's because I know myself and the money will go.
Yeah, but I don't think that you have a firm grasp on what $750 million is.
I would like to think I do.
You would like to think you do.
How much? Yeah.
So I said $1 billion.
Yeah.
Because,
and to be fair to you, like I said, I've asked a lot of people this question. It is not uncommon for someone to just blurt out an insanely high amount. And I have to this question causes a lot of arguments.
Yeah.
Because people get frustrated with the way that because the question is not just name a number of an amount of money I want to have. Yeah. Anyone could just say a number. The question is, what's the minimum you would say yes to? Right. The flip side is, what's the maximum you would say no to? Meaning, if I had why I say a duffel bag, if I had a duffel bag with 11, right, with 50, if you're like, my number is 51 million, and I said, okay, I'll give you $50 million right now, you're turning it down. And if you turn it down, you just live your life normally. Yeah, right. Like, there's no downside. That's the negotiation. It's like, what's your walk away number?
When the witch comes up to you, she has to say, like, there is a cap. I'm not going to tell you.
I'm not going to tell you what it is. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. So now it's like, well, I don't want to say $1 billion because the cap's not going to be $1 billion. But what if it is?
Yeah. Why is she coming to us?
Look, not all witches are awful.
You've been chosen.
Yeah, you've been chosen.
Okay. You've been chosen.
Through the spirit of the forest. It's a whole thing. So if you go into the enchanted forest, you look under a tree. There's a book inside, and it has your name in it.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
It's called Ranger and the Way Home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what the book's called. Jared wrote a book. You can get it on Amazon and at Barnes and Noble's online.
Can you get it on Kindle?
Yeah, you might.
You can buy a copy of it and then scan it.
Yeah,
page after page, and then read it digitally that way.
I like it. Thank you.
Yeah, you can make it a PDF.
Shameless plug.
Yeah,
that was really great.
I said book, and then I looked at you, and I was like, "Oh, you wrote a book." I also had going nowhere with that sentence, so I just peeled off into a plug for your book.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Yeah. So
great.
Okay. So you said $1 billion the first time. Have you reconsidered that number?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're going up. I see.
Actually, it's gonna be $12 billion.
$50 billion.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'd like to buy Twitter too. I'll just take that much.
Yes. Well, there's a few things that while I was driving over here, there were a few things that came into my mind. First being factors like, okay, what if I decide I want to have children, right? I'm not just factoring me as living anymore. I have to factor in a lot of people. And then the next thing was like, okay, what if I get into a car accident? And I need to pay for X, Y, and Z on top of childcare.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Insurance
and things and all those things.
Well, you can use your money to buy regular insurance.
Right.
Yeah, but it's so expensive.
Just like part of your salary.
Right.
Just factor it in.
The next thing was like, what if I kill someone and have to go on the run? You know what I mean? It's like plane tickets and hotel. Like you have to you don't know what's going to happen.
Why is this definitely part of your plan?
And no. And I would love to say, for the record, I do not plan on doing this, and it has not happened.
Here's the thing: if I get killed tomorrow, this is going to look really bad for you when they play it in court.
Well, only if I have $1 billion from a witch.
If you're in the wind,
right.
Because if I don't get the money, I won't murder you, but be assured, if I do get the money, you're fucking dead.
Reverse threat. You better not give me $1 billion.
I will kill you.
There's a lot of factors that play in, I think, to the unknowns of the future and what would that cover? Because
you got to
including murder.
You got to give yourself a little bit of a cushion.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
A murder cushion.
A murder cushion, if you will. The number I came up with, and I would love if you didn't react right away.
Okay.
Was 250 million, right? Thank you for taking the pause.
Okay, we're closer
Yeah.
to normal
And
range,
then-
but I think that's still so
astronomical.
high.
Yeah, my thought for 250 million was it felt right. And it felt good.
Well, like, so
If it feels good, do
if
it.
the cap ended up being 200 million,
Yeah, if I
Right.
offer
are you
you
like,
two-
fuck.
if
I
I offer you
could've been
200,
okay
are you
with
saying
it.
no?
Okay, well,
That's the minimum.
Because here's the thing.
Right.
$200 million, you can quit your job tomorrow
right,
and just live your life however you want.
right.
Well, theoretically, no matter how much money you get, you quit your job tomorrow. and live your
Exactly.
life however-
Sure.
No, I'm
Right,
saying,
right,
but
right.
that's why when people
That's
are
all the
like,
money you got.
no, I would say no to this amount. I'm like, are you kidding me? That's why my
Right.
number
Yeah.
for some people, when I say it, seems so low because
Yeah,
they're
right.
like,
My
what? But
number
I'm
is
like, my
pretty
time,
low.
like, I don't have to work for it. It's free.
Sure.
Now but like, so if I have to live on like, even if I have to live on a budget, if I don't have to do anything to get the money, that's a huge win.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Is the IRS
Tax free.
the IRS is informed and they're like the witch made her
You get the
decision?
money tax free.
She
Like
works for
if
the
you
IRS.
buy
She works there.
if you buy a house, you still have to pay property tax and whatever. Like you have sales tax and normal taxes, but
Ah.
the money, the income that you get in the lump sum is tax free.
Flat.
Yeah,
Flat
Mhm.
fee.
which
Okay,
is already
great.
prepaid the taxes on it.
She's
Love
done
it.
the math
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, that's it. Like I said,
Withheld.
she is a financial broker,
Awesome.
and also part-time witch.
Part time. Being the witch is
single
part time.
Yeah,
mom who
she's
works
actually
too hard.
She actually just works for JG Wentworth,
Yeah.
and she's like a little bit witchy.
877 cash now.
7 cash
Yeah.
now.
Wow.
Did
Um,
you do the Cars for Kids commercials too?
Oh, she does it all.
Yeah, do
She
it
does
for us.
all.
The what is it? 8877. You got it. You got
Cars for kids.
Yeah, there we go.
Something. Cars
It's-
for kids.
It's
We
the
had
most cursed-
we
it's
had
the most
one shot
cursed.
to get Cars for Kids to sponsor this podcast, and you guys
Mhm.
blew it.
Oh, we absolutely did.
I don't.
Absolutely over.
I don't think they could possibly still exist. Also, like,
No, I think they do.
It
Yeah,
had to
I've
have
seen
been
it
a
recently.
scam, right?
Was it?
okay, so
Oh, no.
it's not.
Wait a minute.
I
It's
don't
not
know.
what you think.
We're
it
doing a
is.
different show
It's-
now.
You're not donating cars for kids to drive. You're donating cars that they can sell to give money.
Oh wait, they
to
don't go to the kids?
No. So it's something along the lines of then they sell the cars. Because I got
I'm
like
on a
once the logic of why the fuck are we giving all these cars to children?
Mm-hmm. Yes, so true.
And then I looked into it and I was like, oh,
Well, they're going to be
yeah,
able to drive
obviously that's
eventually.
not-
Some.
The kids in that commercial
The-
are 9, 12.
Well, they'll, it teaches them maintenance. They keep the car running for the next 5 to
You're
7
assuming
years.
those kids are gonna live to be 16.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just saying, there are witches out there giving people $1 billion who
Shnekas-
then go on murder sprees. Well,
That's true.
That's happening. Every time I turn
not
on the
gonna
news,
murder
it's
a
another
child.
witch funded murder spree.
witch funded.
Law
You turn
and
up a little
order.
more if you want.
Dun dun.
Okay. That's the opening of an episode. Looks like this case is going to be witchy. I'm on the Cars for Kids website. They look like they're alive and kicking.
I mean,
You can donate a car?
I think the Space Jam
Can
website's
you- hold
still
on.
up too.
Yeah, they just did another space. This is Cars for Kids, a new legacy.
They got LeBron James.
They got
again.
LeBron James in these commercials now. Okay, hold on. So this is the Cars for Kids website. You can donate a car, a
Wait,
boat,
I'm
or
sorry,
a
can we
plane.
Talk about that dude in the blue hat.
I would
Who is
rather
not a
not.
child.
This hello,
That is
fellow
not a-
children ass guy.
His hat is on sideways.
He's trying to be cool with the
Yeah,
kids.
he's trying to be down with the
Jesus
kids and donate some cars. He's trying to get this kid a boat. Yeah, if you're an audio listener, the Cars for Kids website, you can donate a car, you can donate a boat, an airplane, or
An
real
airplane.
estate. If I get $1 billion from a witch, I am donating all of it. I'm going to buy a big house for $1 billion. I'm going to donate it to the Cars for
Wait, where do
Kids.
you see? Oh yeah, no real estate.
Wow.
Airplanes. What the fuck?
Who has an airplane at the disposal? Do you know?
Who has an extra airplane?
Anybody got an extra airplane?
It's probably Taylor Swift, maybe.
Ooh.
What? Is there something I don't know? Is that
Didn't
bad?
she get in like a whole bunch of shit for flying?
I think she just
Yeah.
had. I think people just don't
I think
like
because she
private
went to the Super
planes.
Bowl or something.
Well, yeah, she has a private plane, and because you can track planes, people were like, "Oh, hers flies like the most of any like private person."
Well, yeah, she's got places to be.
It's true. Like private planes are not great environmentally speaking, obviously, but at the same time, Taylor Swift cannot fly on a commercial flight. It just wouldn't work. The plane would never get off the ground.
Work.
Yeah, the plane would not it would just be like it would be a mob scene.
Grounded.
Yeah,
they have like special engines on their private jets.
The fuel is star power.
She's just in there singing songs.
Yeah.
Shooting.
Isn't that the
fireworks
plot of?
It goes 8,000 miles an hour. What?
Essentially, isn't that essentially the plot of Elf?
Oh, I thought you said
Wait.
Elf.
No, not Elf.
No,
Elf.
I don't think it's the
Elf.
plot of either Elf. I think it might actually be closer to the plot of Elf than it is Elf.
It is
What?
kind of the
Are you
plot.
saying
Is
Taylor
Hold
Swift
on.
eats
Wait,
cats?
producer Emily's trying to chime in here.
Well, Santa's sleigh has to fly
Oh.
with Christmas spirit.
Thank you.
So if you have enough Christmas spirit, the sleigh will fly.
Thank you.
Taylor Swift's plane will fly.
Okay.
As long as enough
Star
people
power.
believe in
But
her.
that is like a small logistical detail of the movie Elf. That is not the plot of the movie Elf.
No, that's I'm gonna argue
you.
that.
If
she's right.
if someone asked you what is Elf about, would you start it with, well, Santa needs Christmas spirit to fly his sleigh?
same
Or would you be like,
people-
it's about an elf who goes into the real world because he's not really an elf, he's the size of Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
He's the size
That's
of Will
the
Ferrell.
plot
He's not Will
of the
Ferrell.
plot of
Let's be
Elf
clear.
is he's an elf that is the size of Will Ferrell.
You're not wrong.
Papa
Okay,
Elf.
Who
we're
loves spaghetti?
Yeah.
And maple syrup.
spaghetti.
Mm.
Okay,
What were we talking about?
I don't know. Cars for kids.
Cars for kids.
Okay,
So if a
so
witch came up to you and gave you a car for a kid,
Yeah.
Would you take it?
Yeah, I would probably take it and not donate it.
yeah, and then I'd probably kill the kid.
because what if
So you really have one drop, but she really gets her money's worth
Yes.
for it.
So good.
Okay,
Okay.
you're at $250 million. We'll talk you down in a minute.
You don't have. Okay.
No, but we should, because that's an absurd
We
number.
should, because you're wrong.
But
Okay.
because I think once you start doing the math, you're like, that's a crazy number. Aileen, what's your initial reaction?
Well,
You're gonna go 2.5 billion?
Oh, I'm going. If you thought that was crazy, I'm going 900 billion.
900 billion.
Okay.
So if I
Yeah.
offered you 800 billion, you'd say no. This is the actual question. This is
is-
why
All right.
I started this by telling everyone at the top, it is not it's not a question where you just say a number that is an
I'm going to
amount you
argue the
want.
problem with your answer is you've just destroyed the world's economy.
Yeah.
But oh, okay. Well,
how much of that are you even going to give to the kids?
I was-
You know how many
cars
people are going to die because of how much money you have?
all right. Well, I was going to explain that because it's so much money. Then from there, I'm going to divide out like so much of it to help the world in different capacities.
You're going to buy so many cars and then donate.
I
them.
am not going to give
Because
Cars for Kids.
No, Cars for Kids does not take cash donations. You have to buy a car
Right.
and give it to them.
Oh.
Right. But because there's so many problems in the world that it's like, the no amount of money could do it. But
That's
if you
fine.
can try to find
Well,
some-
900
Also,
billion.
but you
I
just
think
don't.
900 billion.
Okay,
could
but
do it.
900 billion's not on the table.
because then it's like
Okay, so it comes down to a very simple question. 800. If the witch has 800 billion in the duffel bag, you're like, no, not enough.
that's the thing. Okay, so maybe I have like a little like
Yeah, everyone's got a range.
in and out. A
I'm
range.
asking you, what's the bottom of your range that you're gonna say yes to?
Okay,
not
bottom
just
range.
This is all great. This is how negotiation works. You guys can just throw out numbers first,
I'm
and then
terrible
we'll
at negotiation.
You're gonna end up with $3, 900 billion,
$3,
negative
please.
10. I don't know.
Okay, maybe like 500 million might be the. Wait,
All right,
what did you
so-
say? 2?
I said 250.
Okay,
Okay,
I'll
so
do 500.
400 million. You're gonna say no.
I think that's where I'm gonna have to cut it off.
You would say,
Wow.
I'm gonna give you $400 million and to do nothing, and you would just say no. If you
I'm
say
not doing nothing. I'm doing.
here's the problem. So if you say no, you just
Oh, yeah,
live
wait,
the
what's the-
rest of your
Oh.
life normal. You just
Yeah,
go back
yeah,
to your
yeah.
normal life.
Yeah.
So
Cars for Kids.
so you think that you're
Working there
Do you-
or
Yeah.
owning it.
I go back to my life as the
Sales
founder of
as-
Cars
as
for
Mrs.
Kids.
Cars
If
for
that
Kids.
guy in the sideways hat looks familiar,
It's me.
It's Aileen in a
Yeah.
wig.
He is me.
Yeah.
Okay. So you think that your life trajectory that you're on currently is worth more than $400 million?
Oh, absolutely not.
Then why are you turning down $400 million to continue to have to work to live your
I can
normal
see where
life?
She's coming from. She's coming from it, for it, from it, at it.
Yeah.
Pronoun.
To it.
Nope, not even a pronoun.
He has a preposition.
easy.
Guys, I'm having a stroke. She's coming at it with the idea of like, what's the minimum amount of money I can do a significant amount of good with, which
That's
is a
fine.
great
Yes.
reaction. It's
You
not
can-
the question.
But you can do a
But it
lot
is
of
a
good
great-
with $400 million.
Wait, how much did you say?
Jared, all of a sudden, the voice of reason.
A paltry
My-
$250 million.
My
250.
lowered
Yeah.
number was
Yeah.
250.
Okay.
You guys are
Yeah.
gonna freak when I,
I
say
have
what my
I have a
number is.
lower
Are you
number
gonna
in
say
mind already that I'll
$2?
bring up
Okay.
later.
What's your reaction?
My answer?
Yeah, or like what just your first if
Okay.
a number comes to your head, what do you think?
So I went, what is the amount I would need per year to live
Mhm.
comfortably?
That's a very
How
reasonable
many
way
more
to go about
years do I expect to live?
Okay.
7.
Do you-
At least.
it. Do you after you get the
optimistically.
money, do you keep hanging out with Jared? Because
Oh.
if yes, the answer is 0.
Yeah.
No, well, because he's. But if I get the money, he doesn't, so he's not going to murder me.
Oh, true. So you're
Oh.
so for you to survive, your number just has to be lower than Jared's.
That's I'm just pure survival.
if
man.
only one of us is getting the money, and if he gets it, we're all dead.
So I'm bad at math,
Yeah.
but I think
I can pull up you want a calculator?
I think
Ooh.
my number is 15 million.
Wow.
That's in the range of what I think too.
I think less than that because it sounds
So
like
let's
a lot.
but let's say
But once you break it down,
Yeah.
like if I assume I'm going to live another 50 years,
Mhm.
so
I
50,
think you got
and
well,
then
I think you
let's
might
say,
got a little more than that in you.
Let's say I want to live more comfortably than I do now, but I don't want to be ridiculous. Let's say, and I want to stay in LA.
Mm.
Which, why the fuck would I want to do that?
Because now you can afford it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So let's say I want to give myself a budget of $200,000 a year. That gives lots of leeway for buying a house. If I want to buy a house, not in LA,
Sure.
obviously, I would need an extra $10 million
Yeah.
to buy a house in LA. But let's say I want to move to the countryside because I don't have to live in LA anymore because I don't need to worry about that shit.
Sure.
So
Mhm.
let's say 200,000 a year minus however much it is to buy a house is a very comfortable way to live 50, 60 years.
That's $10 million.
Okay, $10 million. I'll take $10 million.
I think 50 years is not giving yourself enough time, though.
75?
I mean, I'm old.
oh, well, no, I was
Schneck is almost 80 already.
Yeah, no.
What
I
you're
figure
the witch.
okay, let's say
trying to get to what's going to get you to 100?
He's the witch.
Because that was my
60,
that was
yeah,
my
so 60 years. So let's just stick with the 15 million because then that gives
you
me
some cushion.
that gives me cushion for
Yeah.
buying a house,
Violent
or if I
crimes and
want to,
whatnot.
if I
Yeah.
want to go on a
Yeah.
murder spree and need to
Yeah.
go into hiding, because you don't need a lot of money to go into hiding.
Well,
the whole
if
point.
you want to do it comfortably.
Except you
if
don't
you want to do it
be
in
out
style.
Fashion. Fashion over function.
buying a new identity really costs a lot of
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna say 15 million. That's my minimum.
Okay, so
Now,
if
granted,
I
I'll
offer
take
so,
those.
so if I offer you 14 million, you're going to say no. It's really hard. If someone
I
has
know,
a
yeah.
bay of $14 million, I think that's
It's
an
hard to say
insane thing
no.
to say no to.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's where you
Yeah.
get, that's why $250 million or $400 million is an insane number to say that's my minimum.
I think-
because you're saying no to so much money
Yeah.
to just be
But-
your normal.
I might go back to 12. I think 10.
Yeah.
I think 10.
The
is
10
a
to
little bit
15
too
range
tight.
is where you get, yeah, there's not a lot
My
of,
realistic answer is 12.
but also like
Okay.
$200,000 a year is a lot of money.
So
not in LA though, man.
Yeah, but you can even,
But you move away from LA and you're living really comfortably.
yeah, you could live fine.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you don't have to work.
And then you don't. But and
Your life is so
with
chill.
200,000 a year in a place that doesn't cost that much to live per year, you don't have to think about it. You don't have to think about the
Yeah.
budgeting and stuff like that. So you're kind of chill. You're like, hey, like I want to go on a cruise this year.
I could buy a boat. I could use it for 5 years. I could donate it to Cars for Kids.
There you go. Oh, they don't take used. You have to buy it new and then donate
You
it.
can only donate new. You can trade in your used boat,
And you have to have Ralph Macchio
you can get-
do his
you can
wax on,
get-
wax off on the car.
You can get trade-in credit for your used boat. Put it towards a new boat that you then donate to Cars for Kids. Okay, I think you're in a reason. Do you guys now, having heard that logic, where we're in a similar place, like 10 to 15 million is where I've usually landed on this.
I'm selfish.
Do you
I'm
still
not
think that
thinking
your
about
number is reasonable?
altruism.
So while I was in the car, after I thought of 250 million,
Yeah.
I then thought very similarly. If I need it, no, don't agree with me yet. That was preemptive.
He's gonna go up.
Yeah. I then decided, okay, what would I want per year? Right, 26. If I have 74 years left, let's say.
Yeah.
If I'm lucky, I would love $1 million a year to live my life to the fullest capacity, traveling, doing whatever, maybe going to space. Why not? Right?
How much do you make right now?
That's truly none of your business.
I'm just like, I know it's a lot
And
less
I don't
than
and I don't
$1 million.
think I don't think traveling costs quite as much as you think it
No,
does.
in style.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
We're-
If you're doing
He's gotta
it
buy
again,
first
again
class.
while you were, yeah. I would, if the hypothetical is how much money, right? The attached to that hypothetical for me is doing everything at the highest level you can do
Oh
it.
yeah.
Because you can, because this witch is giving you money without any.
Okay,
But
but the
you're
question is,
assuming-
you're only
Yes.
if you can't do it that way, you're saying no. If you're saying
yes.
if I can fly around the world
Yeah.
for free for the rest of my life, but in coach, I won't do it.
Well, then I would have to pay for it out of pocket. It's not the same as 74 million, right? Like if I'm not getting the 74
but
million,
that's the thing
then
is
I'm-
like this is all your money. There is no out of pocket. This is your pocket.
who
Yeah.
says I'm taking the money from the witch? First,
No,
off?
but that's what we're trying to get at. We're trying
Well,
to
you're
get
not-
at. So if I gave so okay, so let's just keep coming back to
Okay.
it. If I had a bag,
Yeah,
with-
yeah.
You're saying 74 million.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
I had a bag with $50 million in it and it said this
Yeah.
could be yours tomorrow, you're
Yeah.
saying no, not enough.
Correct.
That's bold.
Can I ask a question?
Please do.
Throwing a wrench in it. Let's say I get really ambitious. And
Yep.
I'm like, cool.
Mhm.
I've got my 200,000 million, $7 billion a year, whatever.
Mhm.
If I start a business,
Yep.
I don't get any of the profits from it.
Producer Emily has a list of
Ooh.
follow-up questions that she
Ooh.
has come up with over the years. We'll get
Ooh.
into. We'll see if they
Over the
come up.
years? How long have you
The-
been talking about this topic?
No, I think literal years.
Oh, okay.
I think I first thought of this question at my old job, which I have not had in more than 5 years.
Okay.
So this has really been kicking around for a while.
So let's say I start some sort of business. Who cares what it is?
Mhm.
That business is going to be making profits.
Yep. Not for you.
Theoretically. Where does that money go?
It just stays in the
Back
business.
into the
Do
business.
I have control over where that money goes?
Yeah, you can run your business however you want. You just can't get it into any of your accounts. You can't use the money. You can use it on business related expenses, but
Can
you
I
can't.
use it on entrepreneurship
You want to like invest in someone else's business?
or like whatever her saving the starving kids thing was?
Like you like use it. You can use the money for whatever you want.
Well,
Like-
not whatever I want.
No, oh wait, you mean so if you start a business, can you then take the money from that business and like put it into like a charity or something like that?
Sure.
Yeah. You
Okay.
just can't use it for yourself.
Okay.
You can't.
Even though
Oh.
doing that is for my own emotional well-being.
Sure.
Because I feel great.
yeah,
about
if
myself.
you start a business and you want it to it can make money and you can use that
Okay.
for other things, but
Okay.
it just can't be for any personal
just not paying
gain.
your bills. And
Can't pay your bills, can't pay your
eating.
own travel, it can't pay like
And I'm
that
assuming
stuff.
there's no like putting it into stocks and all
You
that
could put it
stuff.
into a stock, you can't take it out. Or you
So
can't take
that's
out
the
any
point.
more than we'll say you can't take out any more than you put in, so then what's the point of doing
Yeah,
it? So
Okay,
no,
wait.
don't do that.
Two follow-up questions.
Yeah.
If you're putting it into stock and it's generating revenue,
Yeah.
can that be left for a child, a family member? Could it be left for
Donation?
someone else? No. Could it
That's
be
a
left for
good
someone else
question.
to take it out?
That's a good question.
But then that person can't give that money back to you.
Right. No.
But-
I'm saying if I
Right.
put it into whatever, however
By
that works.
Apple stock.
Right. And
Yeah.
then I die and leave that to a child, do they then get that money?
Oh, that's a good point too, because then
gotta
when
ask
you
the witch.
die and you leave the money for someone,
Right.
there's taxes on that. You're really gonna screw somebody over if you've got $250 billion.
Oh,
you don't
buy
wanna-
boats,
You don't want
and
to
then
be.
you sell them. You give them to Cars for Kids.
You hide money in the bags.
Yeah. Oh, I
yeah.
take out cash,
Hide the money
hide them in the woods.
Sure.
in the enchanted
But yeah,
woods
You
with the
become-
witch.
are you becoming the witch?
I'm reborn.
cycle
That's actually the curse of
You
it.
actually, without knowing it, you are slowly turning
Slowly
into the
turning.
witch.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, wait. you
let's
haven't
say
answered.
let's say this.
Okay.
If you make money through some other means, it can be left for someone else after you
Okay.
pass. You can put it in a trust or whatever. I'm gonna make the ruling that none of the money from the witch can be left
I see.
for
Ah.
someone else.
Okay.
All right.
At the end of their life.
Okay.
Wait, so but then does that
So you might
counteract
wanna-
her plan of using all of the money to help, poor people and things?
No, this is like a.
What is the
you
word
can't-
I'm looking for?
Philanthropy.
Yeah, that's
There
it.
you go.
Poor people.
her weird thinking about other people.
He keeps
angle
just
on this.
describing sad situations and being like, she'll maybe solve that.
Yeah.
That's maybe what
Like,
she's
people
talking
will
about.
Never get flat tires again. She's gonna do
yeah,
something
yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Well, I wouldn't. Okay, I wouldn't use it all on philanthropy. I would put it down on like I have a lot of student loans.
Mm.
Wow,
my-
you're so
Mhm.
selfish.
I know. I have family.
So you would
that
give the money to Wall Street, but not
Yeah.
to the starving
I am-
kids.
Starving children.
I mean,
Yeah.
I am starving with having all those loans had have taken over my life. So I'm starving in some way.
That got
credit.
a full deep head turn from Jared. Like, what are you talking about?
No, trust me, I rather not. I hate the
Mm.
loans, but I
Yeah.
have to pay them.
No. So
You know?
yeah, you can use it for like charitable efforts, but you just you got to be careful because if you give it all away,
Actually,
you can't get
why
it back.
isn't
Yeah.
the witch
Right.
just using that duffel bag to pay off everyone's student loans?
We're
the
not-
witch is
well,
the problem.
We're not talking about this is we could talk about selective philanthropy and tax benefits all day long if you want to. This is a huge problem in the world that we know
it seems
right
like
now.
the witch is not concerned with what everybody else is doing.
The
and
witch
their
does
problems.
not pay her
Does
fair
the witch
share.
realize
No.
that
This
there's
witch.
like global warming going on and
She's a witch.
all sorts of
Did you say
civil
global
unrest?
warning?
No, but also yes.
This is a
Global-
global warning
I
about
believe-
global warming.
I believe the weather patterns
weather.
change. Weather. I mean, yes, it
Yes.
has been raining a lot.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, sorry.
Let's refocus here.
I had another follow up.
Please. This is my favorite part. But actually, before you do,
Please.
Oh yeah, what's your number?
I'm going to tell you.
Oh.
Did you already
But
say?
first,
Mhm.
I'm going to tell you about this episode's sponsor.
Oh shit!
Oh, the friend.
So I reached out. So I reached out just on Instagram to see if people were interested in sponsoring the podcast, and I got a response from my friend Andrew Bowie, who I went to high school with. I have not talked to Andrew in more than 10 years, and he
Wow.
just randomly
Aw.
responded to my. I don't think we had followed each other until like not that long ago, and so he responded and he was like, "Hey man, this sounds great." And so I put out to people,
So-
if you want to sponsor the show, I'll promote something for you. If you have like a cause you can, or if you just want me to read something, I just thought I was going to get my friends telling me to read something dumb as like an ad read.
Oh yeah.
But he said, "No, I just, I haven't talked to you in a long time. I just want to like you to tell me what you've been up to and how you got here." And I was like, "That's the nicest thing I've
That's
ever
a real
heard."
Aileen thing to
Yeah.
To pay for conversation.
I'm gonna give you money
Conversation.
just to talk
Just-
about yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
So to that generosity, what I have to say to you, Andrew, is fuck you. No, I won't do it. I'm just kidding.
You can't tell me what to do.
You can't tell me what to do.
Just because you paid me?
No, I think it's actually a good opportunity to talk a little bit about why I'm doing this podcast. It's basically, I've lived out in LA for a number of years at this point. What number?
What's the minimum number that you lived at?
Yeah.
I wish it was less than the number I actually have. But you know, I've wanted to do projects like this in the past, and it was just like the right time where I feel like a group of you know, if we want to get real for a second, the job that we have all worked in, I'm so glad that you're here because I feel so much more comfortable talking to you about this than anyone else because I know your attitude about it. So we had some friends get laid off from our job, and it was a traumatic experience. You haven't heard?
No.
It was really bad.
It was really
They just
a lot of people were
my badge
affected.
stopped working, so I
So
haven't been in the office for all the gossip.
You just walked in, you just walked out, your badge didn't work, you went, huh, and you just went home.
Joel's been sending me shit to do.
Yeah, you know, and you didn't even ask any questions. You were just like, nah, I guess that's it, huh?
Oh no,
I was on
don't have to
borrowed
go
time.
through
Yeah.
go through traffic anymore.
Yeah. So it was a traumatic experience. And so there was like this kind of new energy around like people wanting to socialize and be like, we gotta like stay in touch and all this stuff. So that was like, I mean, that was a while ago at this point, 6 months almost.
Well, December was the end of it.
Oh
so
yeah, there was like
whatever,
kind of a weird
4
grace period,
months.
but so I'd been wanting to do something like this for a long time, and so it kind of seemed like a time when I could get a group of people and kind of have like this larger cast of like rotating guests that who all kind of know each other and would want to do something. And yeah, so it was just kind of like a lot of and like things timing out like post pandemic, like I don't know, just things timing out in my life that it was like I'm about to turn, this episode's coming out right after my 30th birthday.
Woohoo! Dun dun.
Yeah.
You want to talk about death?
Yeah,
You
30
seemed so shocked.
30
Did you not
so
know that?
old.
No.
Wow.
I gotta say, like,
Yeah.
when I found out you were turning 30 this year, I was like,
Some people are shocked. They're
"Ah,
like,
shit.
I thought you were so much older than
I
that."
genuinely did.
Everyone, the general reaction has been, boy,
Oh.
you look terrible for 30. I
You
thought
hold
were
yourself like
so-
a very tired 35-year-old.
You-
yeah.
you carry yourself like someone who's lived a hard life.
You look like a witch that lives in a
You
woods,
look like a witch
giving
who's
people
been a-
money out of a
giving people
duffel.
money for hundreds of years. Yeah. So that's the answer, Andrew. I've been out here, you know, trying to figure out what to do with life, and now just I don't know. This probably isn't the answer, but it's something. So now we're doing it.
Let's bring Andrew out here. Come on,
Andrew,
out.
he's here. We flew
Come
him
on
out.
Andrew.
No. So if you want to sponsor an episode, email afriendlyhypothetical@gmail.com. Just put sponsor or something in the episode. I will, you know, do an ad if you want me to read something, if you want to promote a cause, if you have an idea for an episode I think is that you want me to see and read out, I think that's a cool thing. So whatever you want within reason, email. I'm going to vet it first before, and then if the money is just pay what you will, you can literally pay like a penny if you want. I don't really care about the money, but it's just a way to, you know, get people to engage and set the precedent for doing ads on the show. Maybe someday we'll get that big Cars for Kids money.
Hey.
Yeah. So shout out to you, Andy. Andy is what I called him. I think he goes by Andrew now. That was weird for me. And that's the end of the ad read.
Do you regret it?
Yeah, it was not worth it at all. He gave me he gave me $250 million to do this episode.
And you were like, that was
Wow.
the minimum
that was the minimum I would have taken.
It's 25
Yeah.
million per year that
Yeah.
we haven't talked. I did the math really quick in
you
my
made
head.
it the most asshole way to possibly say that.
Yeah.
So anyway, as I was saying, I don't know what I was saying. You asked me what my number
Yeah,
was.
yeah. We haven't got.
Well, I'm in the same range. My like minimum, I think, is around 10 million. I think if
Mm.
you go below 10 million, it starts to get
Dicey.
just for having the buffer of not knowing what the, you know, like what's going to happen. But I mean, I think for me,
Kids,
like
car crashes,
if
and
I
or
do-
going on the lamb.
if I do, will you pull up the
Bunkers?
calculator?
The lamb.
What's the lamb? Sorry, what?
They're baby sheep.
They're Thanks. No, it was. Does that stand for something? Like
No, it's like it's LAM. It's
Going on the run.
Yeah.
missing an action.
You're
LAM.
running from the law.
Living at I don't know like
Moe's
Moe's
Tavern.
Okay, sorry. I'm
Sponsored by.
Never
so
mind.
sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna cut her
I'm
off.
gonna retroactively
It's okay.
take that
As the
back.
host of this show, my
as
job
a
to get this
concerned
thing
citizen, I'm just writing in to be like, enough.
I started it. I will end it.
Okay,
That's what my
I
parents said to me.
That's what the witch said to me.
I gave you the money.
I gave you the money. Now I own you.
How much would it be for like a witch hunt? Sorry.
So if you do 70 years at $100,000 a year, you get to $7 million. Now that's a little low, but that's a number that I actually would start thinking about, because if I think realistically about my life, am I going to average $100,000 a year in salary for the rest of my life? Because I've already been well below that for a good 10 years at this point. And I'm not approaching it in the near future that I can tell, unless someone out there really likes this podcast and wants to give a lot of money for me to
There
do
is
it.
a witch out there.
If there's a witch out there.
I think I just realized a really big question.
Yeah.
Suppose, like, I've been thinking of it as a joint income situation, being a married person.
That's a big factor.
That was what my
Like,
second question
am I
was.
supporting my wife?
She can still make money as long as you guys have separate accounts.
And like, I'm paying for half of the house and she's paying for half of the house.
If you want. I
But,
mean, you
like,
can pay for
she-
the whole thing if you want.
Well, right, but like, can she pay for the whole thing?
Okay, that's my
So,
question. Can you
if
get
it's
their
shared-
money?
So if it's a share, so she can't buy. This was like when Emily and I first talked about this. This was the sticking point: is get like, because
Can I still receive gifts? This is
you
my.
cannot receive gifts.
I don't like that.
of monetary value.
Oh,
I gave her.
okay.
I have an
That's fine.
I have an
What other
excellent work.
gifts are there?
I have a.
sentimental.
Gift
Someone
card.
could like write you a
That's
card.
that is monetary value.
Like a $5 gift card to
check?
We'll say like
Subway.
under.
That's monetary value.
That's
How about
still
gifts
monetary. It's
under
Yeah, but, like,
$5 are fine or something?
But like,
someone
someone
can
can
write
paint-
you a
that's what I mean.
card.
Someone
if they
can
want.
paint you a picture.
Yeah.
Someone can make a little
Barf.
macaroni art of your face.
Lame.
That macaroni's really
dun.
valuable.
I didn't say it was a good gift. That's not a good
Okay,
gift.
so my workaround that I think is very
A boat?
reasonable is give your partner your credit card, tell them, buy the gift on the card. I won't look at the statement, and then we'll just pay it off at the end, and it'll be a surprise gift. Like, that's not that unreasonable. And you reacted so negatively to that.
Yes, I did. But here's what I'm thinking. I think your question is so valid of like, what is splitting the bills?
Yeah.
How does that work? Like, can the person who can still make money just pay for things?
Right.
Second of all, like, if I'm not married, am I buying my own engagement ring? Am I?
Yes, you are.
See, that's like.
That's why I got married before the witch showed up at my.
Okay, that was smart.
That was
Michael
strategic
didn't do
maneuver.
that.
No.
But that's why I was.
I'm waiting for that witch money so I can pay for the wedding.
But that's why I was thinking the 200,000, because I was like, what's like comfortably above the joint income?
So yeah, so your wife.
Because like, listen, if I don't have to work, I don't think my wife should have to work, right?
Correct.
Am I right, ladies?
Granted, that is the situation at the moment. But
Yeah, I think so. Your wife can still work if she wants to.
oh, we can work if we want to.
Yeah, you can work if you want to too.
We
So
can leave our
if you
friends
so if you want your partner can still support some of your finances. The way I would think of it is if it's something that gets split, or you're losing it over there.
Sorry, laughter's contagious. Just like money. I'm just kidding.
What?
Say just like
Sorry,
money.
did you just say money's contagious?
I was trying. I was trying to tie it back to the conversation.
No, we know.
It worked. It worked really well.
Oh my god. Okay.
Sorry, Jared's look is always
I wish
something-
money was contagious. I wish if you had money, I too had some of that money.
That would solve the
That would
issue
be-
of the
I think
wish.
everybody would be much better off that way. I think, like, let's say you got to pay your mortgage. Let's say you got to pay your electric bill. Your partner, if it's truly a shared thing, your partner can pay up to 50% of that thing.
Okay.
Quick pause here from future Michael at 12:45 at night. This episode had an audio issue where we lost the microphone, so you'll be hearing a camera backup, which is why the quality is about to drop off significantly. There's a few little technical hiccups like this throughout the first few episodes. We're working on a more reliable solution for future episodes, but if you'll bear with us for these first few episodes, I think the conversations are really good, which is why I'm leaving some of these issues in rather than just cut them out. With that being said, I'll take you back to the action with the unpaused sound from Super Mario World.
If you run out of money,
Yeah.
can your partner then pay for you?
Nope.
You die.
You dead, son.
And also,
Why
like,
death?
that's the whole. Well, because
It's just
The
the
witch.
stakes. What are you gonna?
because it's a
You
witch,
can't-
Jared.
You can't eat any food. You'll just die of hunger.
Why?
Because how are you?
Because
gonna
that's
get
the rule.
Because
Otherwise,
Can I pick a different
otherwise,
death?
You just you just found me on the path of where I was going. Right? How are you gonna get food?
my partner would pay for
No,
me.
they can't. You're not allowed. No one's allowed to give you anything other than what the once you that's the witch's curse.
Oh, there's a curse.
The
now,
curse
too.
that you
Okay.
cannot get.
Have you
any
met a witch?
value?
There is a curse.
No. I can't say I have.
What if someone
I'll take it out of
like
J.G. Wentworth.
what if someone like gives you mistakens you for someone I don't know, like that needs food or something.
What if you fall asleep with your mouth open and a hot dog falls in your mouth?
Yeah.
Sounds
Yeah.
like a
It's- you're gonna-
Tuesday
you're gonna-
night.
Yeah.
In a cruel twist of fate, you're gonna choke to death and die.
Yeah.
It's like a Final
gross.
Destination thing. If you break the rules, death will find you.
Or if you're like riding around on a motorcycle and like a fly flies in your mouth.
Protein.
Protein.
That's not a gift.
That's a
Oh,
gift
yeah, that's
for me.
true.
That's just a fly.
Because I also talked about going into the woods and hunting for
Yeah.
squirrels
Yeah.
to make stew.
You can do that
Right,
if you
right,
want,
right.
but if you run out of money, you die. That's
Okay.
just it's the witch's curse.
I think we
I
need
think
to
that's
go
fair.
into the forest, hunt down the witch, kill her. Sorry, kill her. And then the curse is broken, right?
No, but what's the curse is already. You can't.
Well, how can we break the curse? I need to know.
I'm just gonna, here's what I say.
prophecy.
What if we just make up rules and I just get a $900 billion and there's no witch and I get all the money?
So it goes
That'd be
back
nice.
to one of the questions that I was going to ask at the beginning, which is how much does it cost to hire a witch hunter?
Mm.
Yeah.
That's
Probably
the
not a
minimum
lot.
amount.
We need the amulet. The amulet, Charlie.
Okay.
Remember that?
We're getting lost
Okay.
in the sauce here. What is everyone's final number? And be prepared for what you know my follow-up question is going to be.
Yeah.
Mashnek, you first.
12 million.
I offer you 11.5. You passing it up?
I mean, the police just came.
The police are coming for you right now.
Because this is the problem. Like,
Yeah.
if you're just going down that little bit
You're
of
like,
amount,
an extra
all of a
difference of
sudden-
$500,000. This is how business works.
but that extra $500,000 is 2 to 3 years.
That could save your life.
I'm gonna
Rare disease.
stick solid at 12.
12.
And then when she says 11.5, I'm gonna be like, ah, shit! I knew it!
Yeah.
That's the real trick of the witch. Yeah, I can say 12.
Aileen?
Can you please remind me what your number was?
Oh my gosh.
25?
It was 1 billion, then 250 million, then 74 million, 75.
Yeah, it was not a weird number.
225.
No.
No, I think I started at 25
Okay.
and I went down to 12.
Oh, okay. I think I was at 50 then.
You were at 500.
Last week, yeah. I think last week heard from you were at
Okay.
400
Hold on.
million.
What was the really reasonable number?
I'm totally gone from my memory. But yeah, okay. Honestly, the truth is, if a witch comes up to you and offers you any sort of money, you're gonna want to say yes.
So $5.
Well, sorry, let me edit that sentence.
Yeah.
A great amount. So obviously, if 12 million is your number, and she says 11.5, it's gonna be tempting anyway.
So
But-
where's your
hard time?
No,
I think I'll go with 100 million because I can try my best to help the people I love and also help myself in some ways, and then also help as many people in the world as I can.
Okay.
So
Those are all
So-
really nice things.
Those are really
I
nice things,
know.
but
Yeah.
that's not again.
So if she says 99.
If she says 99 million, you're saying no?
it's like I said, any number. That she
I know,
wants to
so
do is
what's
accepted.
your number?
Yeah.
This
So-
is the whole point.
Again, when I said 5, you said, well, so there is a
There's
bottom.
Alright.
somewhere between $5 and 99.
Okay. Let's.
The point of the
let's
question
play
is
this.
find your
Okay.
find your
15.
line.
I would take it.
Okay, then your number is
So-
below 15.
I-
5 million.
5
For the
million.
rest of
Hold
your
on.
life.
Hold on. 5 million, just to put it in perspective. 5 million. 1, 2, 3. Divided by. Let's give you Aileen, you're a good person. We'll give you 75 years.
Oh, thanks.
I didn't put it.
Why do you sound sad about 75 years? You'd be like 100. You should be so lucky.
So 5 million at 75 years is $666,000 a year.
The beast.
No, that's not right.
I did it.
The beast. That's the number of the beast.
Yeah. $66,666 a year.
Yes, because it's cool. It's 60.
You're excited about
That's
that.
kind of funny. That's pretty funny, right?
So your number is 5 million.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, I'll go
3
with
million.
that. You see, I can't.
No, but
do
you
this.
gotta.
This is the game.
But you
I know.
gotta draw a line of self-respect. Where
Okay,
it's
okay.
like,
No self-respect.
Okay, 1
I've never
would you
seen
go 1 million?
I've never seen this question go this way. It's always people saying too high, and I'm like, no, I can talk you down. I gotta talk you back up because you're gonna die at like
Run out of
age
time.
You
40.
started at I want $200
You said
billion so I
that-
can
you
save
said-
the world, and now
What's
you're
like 900?
like,
Yeah,
You said 900 billion.
All right,
Now you're at
we're going back to 900 billion.
okay, you convinced me.
900
okay.
billion. I know it's absurd, but I just have
No.
to go with something.
Why?
I'm
No,
going
why
to go
are
in
you-
circle.
Why are you only talking extreme?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
You were on the right track. I
Okay,
think.
okay, so 1 million too small?
Yeah.
How
too
much?
Small.
Okay,
Too small.
can I change your view on it a little bit?
Sure.
How much do you think is a reasonable amount to have per year for the rest of your life? In like
Oh, God.
yearly salary. If you were like, I could just lock in this salary and it'd be comfortable and live a happy life. Because I think that's kind of really
It's tough.
the number.
I don't. I
And
have to like.
with the added benefit of like, you don't have to work for it.
out of it.
All right. Well, I think I need more time to.
This is
So
a-
if say the government came to you and said, we're going to do universal income.
yeah, that's the minimum you take.
It's tough. I need like an Excel sheet. I don't know.
You don't
Maybe.
have it.
All right, calculator.
I got a calculator.
Okay.
What do you
How
want me to
about?
calculate?
I think so. Yeah. No.
Jared, let me ask you a question. That's too personal. I was going to ask, when do you think you're going to make $100,000 a year? Because you're just shaking your head so firmly no. I'm like, that's a good salary. And again, you don't have to work for it. You have
Sure.
all your time to yourself.
Yeah,
to
but
do
you
whatever
can't fly
want.
first class on 100,000 a year.
Yes, you can.
Where are you living?
We're in
Anywhere.
his house, Jared.
I could live in this. I live in this apartment for a lot less than $100,000 a year.
Sure.
Well, I guess between the two of us.
I was going to say, really?
No,
Are you sure?
probably not.
I don't
Probably
think
not.
so.
But no, but if I'm taking $100,000 a year, I'm still working.
This is news to me.
I gotta negotiate a little harder with this witch to get
Yeah.
person money.
Yeah. Think about that.
Yeah, but you might get your own duffel bag. What if you get your own duffel bag?
Ooh, a dual witch
Oh.
visit.
Double witch.
Are they like conjoined witches?
Bewitched.
Bewitched.
Twitches.
In order to like summon the money, you have to do like the.
Sure.
That's how it's like Apple Pay. That's how you pay.
I feel like this question has made me. I was never good at math, but I feel like now I'm
Good
just.
soundscape.
It's really not making me seem smart. So I promise I'm smart out there,
Yeah.
but this is too tough for me. I don't know.
Well, because you're coming at it of like, how can I do the best, the most good in the world? But it's literally like, what do you need? What's the bare minimum you need to survive and be happy?
Yeah. All right. We gotta keep
$40
going.
billion.
I feel bad. So we'll just do 100 million.
So 99 million, no?
No, 100 million, and that's it. I feel so bad.
Why do you feel
Because
that?
For who?
For yourself?
For myself.
Not
No,
doing 9
I just think
billion.
I think you're just wobbling. I don't know why when you're like, I'm having trouble deciding between like 7 and 10 million. Your answer is 100.
I think it's because I'm too much of a people pleaser, so I'm trying to please the
This
witch.
is all about you.
And-
Why?
Yeah.
Why are you trying to please
The
the
witch is working for
Wait, are you calling Michael the witch?
That's fair.
Well, 100 million. 100
So
million.
99, you're saying no.
No.
99.
No. No.
Wow.
100 million.
You're greedy.
Oh, no.
I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
So,
All right, 100 million.
so that's the minimum you need to be
No
happy.
thoughts, just 100 million. No thoughts.
Wow.
I mean,
No
no
thoughts.
thoughts.
No, but what's like a reasonable? You never answered the salary question. What's like a reasonable?
How
Yeah,
much do
okay.
you make?
But like, if you were like, okay, this is like a good salary for me to have sustainably for the rest of my life, where do you think
Okay, well, definitely not 100. I feel like that's
you want more than
that.
100?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, that's fine.
100 million.
No, 100,000.
Oh, 100,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you want two? How about 200,000?
Okay,
I'm
maybe.
just trying to get you an answer that you can be satisfied with.
Maybe. Let's just put
Let's
for
do.
kicks and
I'll
giggles.
give you 75 years.
Yeah,
That's
with that.
15 million.
All right.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
15 million.
Okay, so
Do it 16. Or you know
16?
what? 20. 20 million.
okay, you want
Capped.
a little
A
cushion.
little safety.
Cushion for
I guess I'm not helping.
spontaneous
a lot
murder
of-
spree. You gotta keep.
Yeah. I guess I'm not.
Quick draw,
I guess I'm not helping as much people though. So
No,
It's
but
not
can.
but like it's not.
Stop,
It's like it's
stop thinking about
You were supposed to be helping yourself.
You can
Alright,
still
selfish.
you can still help a lot of people with 20 million.
Okay.
I'd also like to say that if you have that money, you have so much time to donate.
You could donate
So
your
you
time.
can do a lot of good work.
Donate my
Yeah.
time.
Your time is more useful than the money.
Time is
Yeah.
money.
Because how many people do you think you're going to help if you say no? That's the real question. You're going back to your life where you have to work and
Yeah.
scrap and get by in this cold, hard world.
When like you could be just getting free money and then making sandwiches for people.
Yeah.
You know.
And still giving some of it away. That's still, you're still making a healthy amount. 20 million. No, 20 million's in.
Especially if
and
you're
listen,
flying first class.
anyone can have any answer they want. I'm not trying to bully you into some kind of answer.
I feel bold.
I'm just trying to make sure.
But to
I'm
be
just-
fair, your answer was wrong.
Yeah. I just like the whole point of the show is to dig in deep
Yeah.
and get into the heart of what really makes the question tick. Jared, what's your final number?
Realistically, I think I would want 20 million as well.
Yeah.
But I think my hard cap is
You could
17.5.
get talked out of 17.5.
I
Okay.
could.
So 17.4, you're like,
I wouldn't.
okay.
I don't think I
You
would.
gotta draw a line somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest.
I wish you would.
The witch, for once in my life, the witch could probably get me down to like 8 million. Wow. Because I think I just value the time and the freedom that if $8 million is staring me in the face, I would just, my thought process would not be, if she's like, it's 8 million, there's no choice. You either take it or you walk away back to your normal life. I just think I would go, yeah, I can make that work.
Okay, so
I can just keep going down and down and get down and go, I can make that work. I've made a lot less than that work so far in my entire life.
Yeah.
What's the math look like?
8 million is like, 100,000 for 70 years is 7 million. So that's still like, you're doing pretty well.
That's 100,000?
100,000 for 70 years. And then at the end, I turn 100 and,
Poof.
throw me off a cliff.
What?
I have $1.
That's how you would want to die?
Wait.
I don't know.
Okay.
No, I go more interesting than that.
Let's say.
How do you want to die?
I don't want to die at all.
Okay, but if I don't have any money left and I know I'm going to die anyway, I'm going to do something cool.
But
we have to choose our deaths in this.
You don't have to.
Okay,
I'm just like, you asked me. I'm just doing it out as an example.
You kind of do choose your death because what do you spend your last dollar on?
Oh man.
A
Oh.
rocket.
For cars.
I'm going into a volcano.
Cars for kids.
I'm going to donate it to Cars for Kids. I'm going to buy a little toy car and give it away and then explode.
So, yeah, good.
All right, so we got, you said 12?
Yeah, I think 12.
So 11 you're saying? No. Oh no, I'm talking you down, brother. See, you're like me. I think you're like, you keep saying I can make that work.
I'm going to say 10 is my minimum.
10. So if I say 9.5, you're out.
I think that's not enough.
And for that reason, I'm out. Aileen?
I think I could, seeing all these points, I think I could be talked down to 10 million is the lowest.
10 million. It's a nice round number to say.
Yeah.
Now keep in mind, I'm like 10 years older than you.
Yeah, you might need a little more than him.
You would need more money than me.
If you want to live at the same rate.
If you want to live at the same
rate. You could live at a little
right.
less rate.
But then I'm also thinking like, I can live right now if I have a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
Trying to live comfortably.
Yeah, because you don't. It's not purely a projection of like what I make now forever. Because you hope in your life that it will go up over time. So you're kind of thinking of like, okay, I'll get probably up over a certain threshold at some point, and then. So what's like the average between like what's the lowest I'll ever make and what's the most I'll ever make, and that could be a huge variation on what you do and how you live and whatever you do. And you made a good point earlier, which is you also have to factor in.
I'm shocked as you are.
You made one this whole time. Right. That you do have to factor in that when you have time, you will have more temptation to spend the money more quickly than you do.
Oh, of course.
So maybe you have to factor that in, but I think if I know that going in, I'm like a pretty simple person. I can go without lavish living. I can buy a modest house and just like know like, hey, I've made a deal and it caps my ceiling of life and luxury, but I get time and freedom
to be alive
and all this other stuff back in exchange for it. So it's just kind of like whatever that threshold is for you. And so you said 17?
17.5. Yeah, I'd like to be.
Yeah,
I would love to be.
And if you're like, I'll walk away and I'll go through my life aspirations and do the best I can.
Yeah.
Sometimes maybe you're like, I just want to find out how I do otherwise.
Totally.
You know?
It's like if I'm being offered the money,
you're like being
why
bought
not?
out of working.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
which I mean, listen, if anybody wants to buy me out from working,
I think
please.
Now we have the number.
I think if I really had the money, I think I could.
Probably. If this was a real
if we're really
if
I was a real
witch.
But you would also have to make it, when money goes up. Inflation free.
Yeah. No, that's baked in.
You would also have to plan my death.
Okay.
I
already have been.
I have one last question that might change my number.
Okay.
Let's say you have a hobby. Let's say you want to make podcasts.
Yep.
If someone is willing to donate, I know. what asshole makes a podcast?
Go on.
If somebody, let's say you want to make a podcast, if somebody would someone be allowed to donate the shit you need to make a podcast? Like if I wanted to start a business,
you gotta buy it.
Okay.
You gotta buy it. So if you're like, oh, part of like what the only thing if I get to quit my job tomorrow, the only thing I would want to do is make a movie. You could, you'd have to have enough to like invest the initial amount, right? If you're good at it, then maybe you could be like, I'll make one movie and then I'll make a profit on that, and then I can use that to fund the rest of it. You can make a business with your investment, but you just can't take anything out of it.
Okay.
And so whatever you start, you could theoretically, if you had the time, maybe you could have someone else like invest in a business and you could just run it or something. You could make other ways of going about it work. But if you put in your own money, you're just not going to get anything out of it.
Okay. So yeah, because I was like, what would I do with my time? And I'm like, do you know how much Bob Ross paints are? They are fucking expensive. But it would be cool to have the time and just go through like the entire catalog and paint every single one of his happy trees.
Yeah. Some hobbies are expensive though.
Is this with the intention of becoming the next Bob Ross, or you just want to do that? You just want to like watch the videos and paint along with him?
I don't know if we've met, but like I don't have the energy of Bob Ross.
No, I know.
Bob Ross is down.
Yeah, that's why I was confused. Money, you just want to do that? You could do that today. That's not really like a financial limitation. You could just watch the Bob Ross videos.
The painting, the paints, to do it like properly, really fucking expensive.
Are they really?
Oh my god, it's like $50.
Why is he using bougie ass paint? I thought he was using
it's like specially made
Crayola watercolors.
If you watch the documentary, there's a whole documentary about it. There's this couple that basically kind of took over his business and like there's a whole documentary about it.
Okay,
that's very fascinating.
Paint starring Owen Wilson. That one?
No, I haven't.
Yeah,
the
documentary Paint starring Owen Wilson.
How expensive, video games and going to the movies.
And like you got a budget for like how you think you'll spend your money, but like,
at some point Netflix is going to be $50 a month.
Yeah, but that probably inflation probably adjusts for some of that at least. I can bounce around streaming services.
Yeah,
I have AMC A List and Xbox Game Pass. I got a lot of value there. I can spend a lot of time. I think that's it. I think we did it.
What was your final?
What was your final?
I think my number is probably.
Oh no, you did say. You said it was like 8.
I said around 8. Maybe I'll say 9 to give myself a little extra cushion.
Yeah.
Be a little above that, but
it was like 70 years of hobbies.
Some hobbies can really get up there.
Yeah, Bob Ross paints.
Yeah.
So if there's any witches out there, send us an email. Give us some.
Yeah.
Or a map.
Fund
to
this podcast.
This forest.
No, we know you.
Well, we already know that the minimum you'll accept is a penny.
Not from a witch. You're a witch. You gotta pay.